Hi, what's up? I'm back. We're cooking. Sugar Babe Girls cooking. Sugar Babe Daughters cooking. Now, collard greens are made more than one way, and some people don't want to eat them whole. So this is for cooking dummies. It's not for somebody that's already cooking. What I'm doing is I'm making them in small slices because everybody don't like to eat them whole. And so, only thing I'm doing is I flip the collard green over and just make them in small little strips so it can be more chewable for little kids or just people that don't like the big bulk. And it will help them cook faster too. And I do clean them. I'm cleaning them. I could have cleaned them first, but I chose not to. That's my business. But I'm going to show you with this leaf why I use this knife, because if you have arthritis and problems with strength, you just need a good paring knife or a sharp knife that'll automatically just go down the main vein of the collard green or any greens, mustard green, whatever kind of greens you want, kale. It'll help it finally cut it down without any force. See? Okay, this is the next step. What I've done is you can either lay them here on top of each other. Doesn't make a difference if you fold them or what. And what you're doing is cutting them in small slices for bite-sized sizes. Now, it could be time-consuming depending on how many collard greens. And by the way, these are organic. I just don't buy any greens. You want to buy organic if you can afford it. It's healthier and doesn't have any chemicals at all. It's non-GMO. And this is fresh out of a farmer's garden. And you can grow your own as well. So I usually soak my collard greens with a little bit of soap to get the bugs, the worms, the dirt, the grit. Believe it or not, if you ever tasted that gritty on your greens, it's because your greens was not clean good enough. That's the only, try to use a mild soap if possible, and it doesn't take even a drop. You just want just enough where you can clean them real good and rinse them to get any attached sap, because that is common on leafy vegetable sap attaches to the greens. I'm just cooking this for my son, so and I really appreciate you watching my channel, and hopefully hopefully some of my videos inspire you to cook dishes you never thought of. Some dishes are just thought of on top of my head. I don't go to a recipe book or anything. Some things I'm natural with, and then some things I've learned from my mother. The basics is the main thing. Learning the basics in cooking. You can't cook an egg over easy, you don't need to be in the kitchen. That's what my mother used to say. You learn how to do egg over easy first. Then she introduced me to the dough. How to make gravy. Now, the next thing she introduced me, how to make gravy. First, it was eggs over easy. Once you make the perfect an egg over easy, then you're ready. Then she would show me how to do gravy with 2 tablespoons of flour, a little bit of salt and pepper, water, grease, or whatever, the basics. And, of course, when you get older, you don't have to use the grease on every grease in it. It's not necessary, but people do it for flavoring. A lot of times they need that oily consistent for flavoring. And then the next thing she showed me, how to make homemade biscuits. Because if you learn how to make homemade biscuits, you won't have a problem learning how to make pie dough, cakes, and everything else. And everything else just starts spinning off. So peach cobbler, my mother would make it from scratch. She would get the peaches off the trees, have us peel them, slice them. She would do the dough from scratch, your basic dough, flour dough. So you got to start from somewhere. Start the basics and then then your basic will start domino effect. You'll learn how to start creating other dishes automatically. It'll be a natural. Or you can easily take up a recipe once you get in the habit doing things from scratch without looking at a book. So I just did one bundle of greens. Now, of course, you go to Central Mark Whole Foods, they're not giving you that much anymore. You may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bunches, and this is all over. They want to say food shortage, so you can be slow, but I suggest that you start planting your own personal garden, because we shouldn't be limited and paying high prices for vegetables, no matter what store you're going to. And all the stores are a little bit pricey for organic food and non-organic food.